The creditor warns, sign before noon, or the frozen goods are seized and your debt remains. The associate urges me, this is your choice too, sign, he'll settle those debts. The rival buyer sneers, 3,000 buys the entire warehouse of frozen leftovers. The offer is framed as our farewell meal, but this frozen stock is my last remaining capital. Tyler, while I still breathe, you won't take even one box of frozen meat. Today, these goods must be hauled away against the 370,000 you owe. The creditor's demand turns my frozen stock into a ticking deadline. I watch 30 truckloads of frozen stock face removal before this desperate day can finally end. My last 70,000 is trapped in this frozen pork, and nobody can sell any of it. A system announces, host under crushing debt. Low-tier cross-world material detected, frozen pork. The system announces, material identified, interworld commerce bound, target market, the cultivation world. Destination, the cultivation sex artifact refining trial area. At last, a real chance appears before me. Tyler, didn't you say even 3,000 was too much for this frozen meat? I stare Tyler down. Then let's see exactly what this frozen meat is worth in another world. Inside the forbidden area, someone cries, the third-grade sword furnace is about to explode. Without extreme cold Lingji to neutralize the fire poison, the entire refining workshop will be blown flat. I offer the pork. You need something frozen and fatty, use this. A sect member objects. Insolent mortal, you possess no spiritual energy, yet dare spout nonsense about mortal cold. Another cultivator considers it. Mortal extreme cold? Desperate times demand desperate measures. What are you waiting for? The frozen pork goes into the failing furnace. The furnace stabilizes and a triumphant cry erupts. Success! The third-grade Ice Soul Sword is forged. The sect erupts around the finished blade. The third-grade Ice Soul Sword succeeds. Who is this mortal? I face them. Cole, a merchant. With their sword safe, I propose, let's discuss business. The young master asks, how much remains? As much as you need. The young master says, not snacks. I ask, then what? He answers, low-tier beauty pills ordinary humans can consume. Within 3 days, 10 times this extreme cold material. I accept. Deal. Our cross-world bargain is sealed. Young master, prepare your warehouse. The order sets my first interworld trade in motion. The system confirms, first interworld transaction completed. Return passage opening. I step through with the exchanged goods. This isn't a dream. 1 box of frozen pork really brings me back the pills. Then the system issues a warning. High spirituality item detected. A low-tier beauty pill has entered the modern human world. Direct consumption causes spiritual overload with a 100% fatality rate. Spiritual reduction advised. Recommended dilution ratio, 1 to 100,000. Dilute each pill by 100,000 times. 1 pill becomes countless doses of miracle medicine here. The creditor threatens, pay by noon tomorrow or collection moves to your mother's hospital room. I think, I must find a way to sell this diluted beauty liquid. I grip the bottle. This beauty liquid gives me the weapon I need to fight back. Inside the clinic, a wealthy customer erupts. Machines costing 100,000 cannot remove 1 mark from this face. Do you take customers for fools? Who are you? Where is security? I step before the wealthy customer. Madam, let me solve the problem on your face. She scoffs. You? 1 drop erases that mark in 3 minutes. She scoffs. Divine medicine couldn't. If it has no effect, you may break one of my legs. Fine, let's see what you can do. How much of this liquid do you have? 10 bottles for 1 million, take them all. I send the payment. 370,000 paid in full. Keep the 3,000 agreement and buy your own coffin. I get 3 days from the power broker to secure a hidden source. The owner names his price. 600,000. This business cannot survive any longer. I only have 500,000. Sign today and the money is transferred immediately. The pigs, frozen meat, and cold storage warehouse all come under my control. My 100,000 is money well spent. The system detects stable storage coordinates. Spatial grid scan complete. Storage coordinates permanently anchored. Then comes a question, why buy so much bone meal? I use it for new high calcium feed, turning cheap modern world scraps into cultivation treasures. This time, beauty pills alone are not enough. I open the passage and request 1,000 kilograms of breeding material. Suspicion meets my demand. How can a mortal gather that much? Any deception will cost him his soul. Sorry. Stocking everything takes some extra time. Here are 1,500 kilograms of extreme cold breeding material exceeding the order, plus 500 kilograms of spirit bone powder free. The powder earns an immediate verdict. Mixed into armor during quenching, it raises toughness by at least 30%. Young master, we're saved. These beauty and fat removal pills purge bodily impurities. Continuous use removes stubborn impurities and makes the bones and body lighter. I calculate, without side effects, this weight loss drug opens a 100 billion market. When I return, low-grade pills alone won't satisfy me. The executive dismisses me. If you're selling supplements, the door's there. My offer is simple. I fund and supply the drug, you establish testing standards and ratios. This degree of rapid cellular repair is impossible. Existing technology cannot achieve it. The danger remains obvious. What is this unknown, highly active substance? Rejection could kill someone. 1 part per 100,000 solves fatality. My price is 20% equity. Absolute veto power is also non-negotiable. The biotech executive accepts my terms. Deal. A pleasure doing business. The results provoke immediate curiosity. Which institution in Switzerland developed this? It's an internal product from a top domestic biotechnology firm. Even money cannot buy it. Trial full. Cue by name and sign consent. Tyler wonders, where did Cole get this miracle drug? Elsewhere, arrival orders report the company for unlicensed sales after escaping debt. Elsewhere, a worried voice falters. Was choosing him really a mistake? Tyler's threat follows. Cole, you'll go bankrupt and spend the rest of your life in prison. The solution stays stable at 1 part per 100,000, meeting top cosmetic safety standards. I confirm. Dilution by 50,000 breaks visceral fat and optimizes metabolism. As weight loss medicine, it wipes out today's market. My modern world base is secure. But the core solution is nearly exhausted. The time has come for a much larger trade. Back in the cultivation world, amazement erupts. Without spiritual power, it radiates fragrance and light. Your combat artifacts break frequently. These materials lower failure rates and cut costs by 30%. Once again, he brings something that changes production efficiency. What does he want this time? More beauty pills, fat removal pills, and every unwanted piece of refining waste. Package every spirit beast bone for me. Even spiritually depleted waste belongs in my order. What use are they? Hundreds of pigs back home await this superfeed. Starting today, those discarded materials become their feed. The allied cultivation sect becomes my exclusive agent throughout the cultivation world. With that agreement, my cross-world trading bonanza officially begins. A buyer approaches me. Cole, lightness drink reservations already exceed 100 million. The buyer tells me, Cole, grant me the province's exclusive distribution rights. Can your unlicensed products withstand a drug regulator inspection? I reply, every product passes the highest non-toxicity tests and carries regulatory approval. Your informants remain detained for commercial defamation. Come discuss distribution rights at my company tomorrow. I personally relinquish the system permissions, triggering its formal upgrade. Medium storage unlocks, and the two-way trade channel fully opens. They have nowhere left to stand. My marketplace now spans both worlds. At the allied sect, new sugar, seasoning salts, and revealing mirrors go on sale. One customer tastes the sugar. This is 10 times purer than Imperial Tribute sugar. 10 spirit stones per pound, only 2 available. A buyer cries, double, both. Another customer studies a mirror. It shows every pore perfectly. This must be a reflection artifact. Each mirror costs only 1 low-grade spirit stone. A buyer raises his hand. Bring me 20 mirrors. Ivan receives the day's report. Young master, 1 day's revenue equals an entire month of our former cultivation earnings. These cheap mundane goods instantly become overwhelming weapons throughout the cultivation world. At the sect, Ivan orders silence. Say the Supreme Elder brought these specialties. Concern turns to Ivan. Worried about Wanbao Tower, they smell us taking their market. 30 tons of sugar, 20 tons of salt, and 2,000 mirrors arrive. With medium storage unlocked, each crossing now carries dozens of tons, not boxes. Cheap modern sugar buys spirit herbs there, inexpensive mirrors trade for medicinal pills. From now on, I set both worlds' rules. Asia's most advanced aseptic line follows. The engineers need 3 months. Too slow. Double the project fee. Run 3 shifts. The first products must leave the line within 6 weeks. Can funding keep pace? Money is no issue. Start the 3rd production line immediately. That 3rd production line targets the premium sleep economy. Solving insomnia without dependency will be even bigger than medical aesthetics. I decide, calming incense. Tonight, generators and searchlights go to our allied sect. At the sect, I prepare to unlock another treasury as a grateful member approaches. Cole, your spiritless divine machine grants me the grace of a new life. I ask the sect elder, are all the meditation pills ready for me to take back? The sect elder tells me, meditation pills help advanced cultivators enter seclusion, resist inner demons, and break through more safely. Many remain in storage. Forced meditation and resistance to inner demons suggest something else. Back home, this becomes the ultimate cure for severe insomnia. Diluting it 50,000 times creates a fragrance. 1 drop before bed brings deep sleep within 3 minutes. No dependency, no side effects, and it even repairs neurons. I launch the full line, first quarter net profit passes 5 billion, then 50. Only 6 months separate this from 370,000, driving me toward ruin. Making money is only step 1. Our profitable products also attract dangerous attention. I control every formula and dilution method so nobody can steal them. My executive counters, I mean the supply chain and channels, acquire ecological farms. We also take controlling stakes in 3 leading provincial cold chain companies, alongside 5 farms. Our waste needs disposal, and I want a completely sealed ecological loop. Without research records or customs declarations, I monopolize 3 markets worth 100 billion each. Elsewhere, a rival launches a plan against our packaging and cold chain operations. The order is ruthless. Within 1 month, force him to surrender the formula. At the sect, I explain, these are starters. Level the mine, then come true heavy industry monsters. 1 excavator scoop equals dozens of laborers, with construction and production happening simultaneously before us. A sect leader decides, name any price if it strengthens the sect. Blackwater diesel, no spiritual power. They marvel, this conveyor matches 500 servants. Frost branches, white sugar, silver salt, bright lamps, conveyor belts, another world's power, transforms this sect. A disciple arrives with news, Cole, your requested supreme-grade marrow cleansing pill is fully prepared. Once diluted, the marrow cleansing pill becomes a top-tier conditioning drink for special agents. In the modern human world, it forms the ultimate network of connections and protection. At last, I can start weaving it. Mine reconstruction comes first, then the marrow cleansing pill. Moving between the two worlds, I finally hold enough leverage to keep both sides of my system operating smoothly. Elsewhere, a rival sneers, he is merely a lucky nouveau riche without real foundations. His roots cannot compare with an established business family's 20 years of operation. His contempt deepens. He earns some filthy money and thinks he can enter this circle. At the auction, the final lot is full ownership of a commercial tower in the southern CBD district. At auction, the family bids 1 sextillion, 10 trillion, and 50 million. Inside the hall, bids reach 100 octillion, 1 sextillion, and 5 quadrillion. Inside the hall, the auctioneer calls 200 million once, then hears 1,500 million and 10, followed by 1,600 million. The auctioneer adds 600 million to the billion mark, reaching 1,600 million before I raise my paddle, 2 billion. That number does not end it, so I strike again with a crushing bid, 3 billion. Why buy it? I only need a warehouse for my unsold frozen pork. Zhou family heir cannot keep up. The auctioneer's hammer falls, 3 billion, third call, sold. That sale crushes the established business family throughout the regional business sphere. The one who discards me now realizes they have thrown away a true emperor. Beating him no longer means anything. This is no mere pill. It is the key that carries me onto a higher table between worlds. Maximum cross-world passage capacity activates. Its full opening is imminent. What kind of mechanical puppet is this? I calm them. It is an excavator. Find several clever disciples and follow the diagrams. Mine efficiency will increase tenfold. Cole, are all the monsters in the modern human world driven without spiritual cultivation? This is only civilian machinery. I have delivered what I promised. Where is the cultivation sect's sincerity? This supreme marrow cleansing pill purges hidden illnesses and remakes a mortal's entire body. It receives 10,000-fold highest level protection. Someone objects, why develop something that never reaches the market? I make its true purpose clear. The strengthening water is never intended to make money. It is made to buy lives, exchanging each one for a shield, far harder than ordinary wealth could ever provide. A skeptic scoffs, even a nouveau riche cosmetics and weight loss drug seller dares medicate Dave? The answer lies in our strengthening water. It takes effect within 5 minutes. With Dave already this ill, his condition cannot possibly become much worse. Then his heart rate begins recovering. A moment later, Dave notices an impossible lightness spreading through his body. How do I suddenly feel 20 years younger? How much? Our family buys everything. Not for sale, output is tiny and priceless. The patriarch studies me. Cole, you refuse to sell, yet save a life. Name what you want from this family. When my strategic company faces suppression, shield it from this region's storms. Anyone who attacks its foundations cuts off this old man's life-saving medicine. Such a person will be the first to receive no mercy. My shield in the real world is finally secured. Elsewhere, a rival studies the evidence. No overseas laboratory, research team, or core material purchase records. The concentrates seemingly appear from nowhere, but nothing in this world truly does. Either an underground smuggling channel or an entirely new biological extraction technology explains them. Products of this caliber are criminally wasted in some inexperienced youngster's hands. Activate the plan. First, every provincial supplier must deny their farm all feed. Second, buy every cold chain fleet serving them, from upstream partners to downstream carriers. Their products will rot. Third, tighten bank credit and spread banned hormone rumors online. Within half a month, Cole will kneel before us and surrender the entire formula. Back with me, provincial suppliers breach contracts. 4 cold chain fleets strike, starving the farm. An associate warns, nothing ships, side effect rumors fill the internet. The investigation team arrives this afternoon. Finally, an associate immediately asks, what happens to the farm and logistics? Our farm acquisition is never about using feed supplied by other people. Prepare the feed for retail. Let this world witness what overwhelming superiority truly means. Elsewhere, a leader demands, why have first-tier artifact sales fallen 70%? The report follows. Their miraculous replication eliminates defects and undercuts our costs by 30%. White sugar, refined salt, and illumination mirrors have also emptied our entire mortal world trade. A declining key refining sect cannot suddenly gain these supplies and technology. Investigate immediately. A mortal without aura repeatedly enters the Qingyun forbidden area. Rumor credits him with every strange commodity. Then he represents a secret trade route beyond the Cultivation trading house's control. Issue my kill order, block the allied sect's goods across every regional trade route. Deploy the covert guards and capture Luke alive. Make him reveal that secret route. If he refuses, dead or alive makes no difference. Elsewhere, one excavator scoop tears into the earth. One scoop equals this old man's full-strength strike, yet consumes absolutely no aura. Only diesel, that strange black water, keeps it digging throughout the entire day. Ethan sees more than machinery taking shape before him, a cold, efficient new order, frightening enough to make anyone's scalp prickle. No, with their abilities, where there is a Dezions and Yellows, Anitas and others, Hedagayos, the giant beasts lift the allied sect's productivity into an entirely new age. At the sect, all disciples return from the mines to Defense Station 1. For all 12 hours, the furnaces never stop burning. The allied sect officially steps into an entirely new industrial stage. Each weapon consumes less than half the former spiritual power, yet its toughness surpasses others of the same rank. A flying sword that costs 2 low-grade spirit stones now costs only half a broken spirit stone to produce. The young sect master now produces 5,000 offensive and defensive swords daily. Elsewhere, the Cultivation trading house issues a total blockade effective today. The order reads, no major market may accept allied sect goods. Ivan objects, without major markets, the goods are scrap. How much can remote places buy? I counter, what about distant villages and low-level independent cultivator settlements splitting spirit stones? Control them? One cannot afford it, 10,000 or 100,000 can. If major markets bar us, we bypass them. Ivan, have you heard of surrounding cities from the countryside? Protective swords and robes cost half a low-grade spirit stone, 60% less. Spiritual blood, gold, silver, herbs, even scrap metal can buy white sugar, refined salt, and seasoning. Old hens trade too. The independent cultivators finally have goods within reach. Those cultivators walk 100 li to stalls instead of entering our trading tower. Even the imperial household cancels its sugar order. Your sugar is bitter and yellow. Covert guards trace every exotic product to the mortal frequently entering the allied sect. He likely possesses an ancient spatial divine art. The revelation explains everything. Deploy every covert guard. Seal everything within 100 lil of the allied sect. The command turns colder. Bring him alive. Extract every secret from his mind. The merchant route remains the true objective. The mortal has no cultivation and cannot fly. Once outside, he must travel on foot. These paths are unavoidable. Does one mortal warrant all 12 covert guards? Another guard answers, he bears the spatial art the chief manager wants. Sever his limbs first, then use the soul-searching lock to extract his memories. Yet their carefully prepared trap closes on empty air. The report arrives, Mr. Cole never leaves through the mountain gate. Is this spatial law? The covert guards can wait until their lifespans run dry and still never catch a single hair from my head. The assassins cannot catch me, but their capital sinks its teeth into the throat of my strategic trading company across the entire province. 10 feed mills default, over 10,000 pigs and cattle starve 2 days. 3 banks recall loans as 100,000 bottled drinks remain trapped in storage. Cash can last 1 week at most. The drug regulatory team waits downstairs demanding production stop and the complete core concentrate formula. Panic races through the office. Why panic? If cold chain drivers strike, make distributors collect the goods themselves. Charge double freight, revoke the agency rights of anyone exploiting our crisis. Let regulators inspect every production line, but reveal not one character of the core concentrate formula. Still, unfed livestock mean real losses. That is exactly the problem I must solve. Simon thinks cutting Earth's feed supply chain can starve me into submission. Empty every farm warehouse. I am going to purchase supplies in the cultivation world. Someone calls to me in the cultivation world, where these thin, mixed spiritual energy materials are treated as nothing but trash. Can this really work? If anyone catches a plague after eating it, the entire farm is finished for good. I pour it in. The muscle fibers gleam without twitching. Data shows extremely high protein, while fat is distributed more perfectly than in top-grade Wagyu. Most crucially, active trace elements in the meat boost immunity and relieve fatigue. Simon tries to choke off my supply at its source, but forces me to reveal my true trump card early. I send invitations to top restaurants, private clubs, and the kitchens of powerful elites and tycoons. The city's first elite spirit meat tasting opens the following night. The elderly guest asks, Mr. Cole, you make such a fuss inviting us, only to serve this? I calmly urge him, 1 bite is enough to understand. Impossible. After tasting the world's finest Wagyu and black pork, this still seems like a divine ingredient. Mr. Cole, how much meat does your farm have? 10 times the price, no, 20 for permanent exclusivity. The elderly guest immediately tries to secure the entire long-term supply. A businessman bidding for the meat cuts in. You want everything? 30 times the price. Our ecological farm has limited output, especially for this spirit-fed meat. For now, we accept only a limited number of reservations. Of course, anyone who believes our products have problems may withdraw at any time. Who dares call it defective? Deny that person another bite. The supply threat ends every objection. Elsewhere, Simon's subordinate reports, the supply cutoff and cold chain blockade fail. Their orders crush the entire publicity campaign. Simon refuses to retreat. Continue? Why stop now? Commercial methods may fail to destroy him. Let's see how he explains those active substances of unknown origin to the Drug Regulatory Authority. I remember crushing debt 3 months ago. Now my company's valuation exceeds 10 billion. My reversal is faster than robbing a bank. Coming uninvited and injuring my people is hardly polite. The stranger identifies himself. National Special Investigations Unit. We are neither ordinary police nor a regular government investigation team. We track you from Kingyan Serum's first month, scouring logistics, customs, and raw material records. Your core serum and spirit feed appear from nowhere without any source trail. Samples contain an element unknown here. Cole, explain where all of this comes from. Ryan, if your goal is to arrest and dissect me, you do not come alone today. What matters is whether it is controllable, mass-producible, and capable of deeper changes to the human body. Choose the place you trust most, where the need is greatest. I'll show you a miracle capable of changing the rules of the modern human world. Cole, if this causes irreversible harm, neither you nor the strategic company can bear the consequences. 1 dose goes into the subject's mouth, while several drops cover the right leg. In the laboratory, heart rate reaches 108 as cellular activity surges. Cellular activity reaches 500 times the normal peak. Prepare to terminate the experiment. Then everyone sees the leg. It instantly repairs nerves, raising endurance and explosive power by at least 30%. How much? Current technology cannot synthesize it. My company offers 1,000 doses yearly, solely through special affairs cooperation with no leakage. Name your price, absolute protection, while the strategic company remains within the cooperation framework. From today, the strategic company enters the Level 1 observation and cooperation list. The modern human world's strongest shield of order is now mine. Elsewhere, Simon contacts Marcus. Marcus, issue a mandatory suspension and rectification order for the strategic company's case. An officer stops Simon. Don't call now, he demands. Who are you? Where's Marcus? The officer's answer lands cold. Director Marcus is suspected of favoritism and fraud and is cooperating with an investigation. Do you even know where you are standing right now? The officer turns to Simon as the formal accusation begins. Simon, you are suspected of illegally disrupting a national strategic partner's normal production, endangering national security. You are under arrest. Simon recoils. A national strategic partner? The Strategic Cross-World Trading Company? Impossible. He demands, on what grounds? The officer shuts him down. You don't need to know. Elsewhere, my system warns, the Cultivation world's spatial anchor is locked by a high-level force. The warning reaches extreme danger. Enemies trace the host through spatial vibrations. The enemy has now locked the host's next crossing point. In modern human world, the governing body coordinates a special-grade hull fluid production line. Its security unit imposes top-level perimeter controls around the entire site. This is a special-grade cooperation order. Sign it. The Strategic Cross-World Trading Company now holds untouchable priority across modern human world. I reveal that a rival for the channel has dispatched elite assassins against me. If I die, no hull fluid. The official presses, give us the location. They offer a security sweep, but I refuse. Conventional forces can't conveniently intervene. I only need defensive equipment, like automatic fire modules and high-pressure containment arrays. The official understands, losing your channel would destroy the entire established cross-world cooperation framework. The equipment reaches your designated warehouse within 3 hours. How you use it is irrelevant. There is one requirement, stay alive and bring the goods back. The order leaves no room for compromise. At the crossing point, my system warns, the enemy has locked the spatial anchor from under 100 li away. Cultivation world assassins. Tonight, taste the metal storm of modern human world's industrial civilization. Nearby, an assassin warns, careful, this place is eerily quiet. The warning comes too late. Enemy attack, raise your protective chi. An assassin shouts, raise your protective chi. I issue a message in return. Go back and tell your leader, if he wants to capture me, send genuine experts. The warning goes back. The rest of the cleanup belongs to the bombs. The bombs handle everything remaining, leaving the scene for others to decipher. Elsewhere, investigators find no ordinary technique marks, only overwhelming force and traces left by lightning. No ordinary martial artist could do this. A top-tier power must stand behind him. The assassin leader decides to seek peace personally, rather than risk another confrontation. He heads to the allied Cultivation sect to negotiate. Meanwhile, I confront the Wanbao Tower shopkeeper. Your dogs aren't good enough. Prepare a compensation. The shopkeeper makes an offer. Wanbao Tower offers mining rights to 3 premium spiritual veins, asking only for mercy. Do you think I lack money? Wanbao Tower remains useful, so I spare you. I am requisitioning your trading network across the cultivation world, effective immediately. All allied sect artifacts, sugar, salt, and mirrors go through Wanbao Tower. Prices are mine. Wanbao Tower keeps 10% of profits as its service fee. This is the apology. Any objections? The shopkeeper accepts immediately, as commanded. From this day forward, Wanbao Tower sells my goods. Now that we are partners, show me the depth of Wanbao Tower's reserves. Bring every supreme treasure that extends life. Whatever the price, I buy them all. At the trading house, I inspect the life-extending fruit presented by the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper explains, any mortal who eats this longevity fruit gains 10 years of life unconditionally and becomes immune to every disease. My price is just as unusual, 2 excavators plus 1 ton of white sugar. Elsewhere, genetic repair enzyme activity shatters the known boundaries of biology. If this becomes a longevity drug, we're exposed. The biotech executive understands the danger. The entire world will tear us apart and swallow us alive. The executive warns, you're playing with fire, then hands everything to the governing body. They put one question before me, what do you want? An absolutely secure haven. My condition is precise. Turn the strategic cross-world trading company into a top-level quarantine zone that nobody may investigate, question, or touch. They accept, deal. With that protection secured, this place becomes my perfect cross-world base, firmly connecting both realms. Trade between both worlds exceeds 100 billion, while the modern human world establishes a special cooperative protection network around me. The trading system fully upgrades, unlocking its highest authority and binding a massive cross-world logistics base. 10,000-ton freight trains, heavy industrial equipment, and vast supplies can now cross realms instantly. My initial accumulation is finally complete. Across the cultivation world, the truly supreme sects will never stand aside and watch this upheaval. Elsewhere, the first great shadow to move belongs to a powerful cultivation sect. Its attention falls upon the cultivation sect allied with me. At that sect, Ivan bows before Ethan. The young sect master greets the superior sect's envoy. Ethan dismisses everything we achieved. A miracle without spiritual energy is merely a speculative circus trick created by some lower realm merchant. He delivers the decree. From today onward, your sect enters our lower court. Every production line, resource, formula, and related worker is confiscated. His next order targets me directly. Hand over the mortal intermediary. The consequence is absolute. Fail, and your entire cultivation sect dies today. That threat draws me forward, such impressive arrogance from a powerful cultivation sect. My terms cut through their display. You want to seize my goods, but did you bring money? Ethan snaps, insolent. The envoy raises a harsher threat. Mortal, this old man will search your soul for every secret. His threat changes nothing. Search my soul and you will get only a corpse. My final safeguard is already prepared. The moment my heart stops, the spatial coordinates connecting that world destroy themselves. The powerful cultivation sect faces a barren victory. Then, your sect gets absolutely nothing. Ethan bristles. You dare threaten this old man? My position remains simple. This is a business negotiation. There is only one foundation for dealing with me. My business recognizes contracts, not fists. Here is my offer. The scale is unprecedented. I provide 10 times the supplies, including advanced machinery and materials that amplify formations. My exchange condition is equally direct. Your powerful cultivation sect opens its finest spiritual veins and highest secret realms. My people choose the resources. Instead of answering, the immortal strikes first, unleashing a dragon wing attack as a warning. The attack meets my final warning. You were warned already. Anyone doing business here must obey the rules. The system immediately judges the assault. A high-level life form intends to attack the host, severely violating the fundamental laws of trade. The collective trade punishment mechanism activates. Rule backlash begins. The power of those laws descends upon Ethan before his attack can decide anything. The envoy discovers the punishment is not poison. Half of this cultivation has been stripped away. My warning now carries its proven consequence. I told you already, business must follow rules. Ethan finally repeats the principle forced upon him. Business must follow rules. The powerful cultivation sect can no longer rely on force. Its position changes completely. Our powerful cultivation sect is willing to sit down and discuss the details of cooperation. The cultivation world's greatest resource vault finally opens to the modern human world, placing its rarest medicines, minerals, and treasures within our reach at last. Later, the research team presents another anomaly. This is the third case. He can sense the equipment operating next door with closed eyes. The examination reveals excessive pituitary activity beyond human limits. This isn't simple enhancement. This is evolution at the very level of life, extending beyond the laboratory. Among wealthy long-term phosphorus meat users, strange changes emerge. 70-year-olds grow black hair. Others fly into rages and punch straight through stone and wood tables with one blow. Across the modern human world, an unknown active substance spreads, producing transformed people. The special affairs governing body launches a tiered supernatural watch list and individual files for long-term observation. It needs strategic cross-world trading company cooperation to establish standards and obtain more material for controlled evolution research. Cooperating with observation poses no problem. In fact, I fear losing control more than you do. As the hub between worlds, massive spiritual energy washes through me daily. My senses sharpen until I can hear ants crawling 100 meters away. Because I feel the modern human world's rules being rewritten. Its spiritual energy concentration crosses a system threshold. Cultivation world industrial products do likewise. As both thresholds break, the balance between the two worlds shifts sharply, and the fusion of their fundamental laws finally begins. The system uses trade to forcibly assimilate two civilizations and their universes. The entire modern human world races from conventional physical technology toward spiritual technology. Meanwhile, attention turns to the cultivation world. Several sect supreme elders emerge from seclusion. Lifeless objects pollute heaven's great way. Their demand is absolute. Tear up the contract and close the passage. Fearing industry will crush their privileges, they order, stop the allied sect's production. The allied cultivation sect equips its disciples with spiritual energy-heavy weapons, then withdraws behind the mountain gate. With both worlds bound through trade, I must establish a code above them. The commercial code states, anyone who tears up a contract loses all divine powers. Enter Thunderfire Purgatory and have your soul refined for all eternity. From among the sect's supreme elders comes a challenge. Tear up the contract? You can try. This is a cross-world rule standing above the laws of your heaven and earth. Those who force purchases or sales lose trading privileges and face soul-burning karmic fire. Anyone who searches mines, assassinates others, or steals channels loses 3 major cultivation realms. When a signatory defaults, their sect's spiritual energy stops until its lands die. One elder challenges the code. What if we refuse to sign? No sugar, mirrors, excavators, or coveted flame beast fruit. I would rather take it to the modern human world. Sign, or get out. The powerful sect has premium spirit veins and high-grade medicines, but extracts them inefficiently. The trading house has a world-spanning network. The allied sect controls industrial assembly lines. From today, the powerful sect supplies resources, the allied sect processes and extracts. The cultivation trading house distributes everything. Profits follow a 4-6 split. These are the principles behind the spirit-gathering formation and defensive steel devices. Replacing the formation's core with a nuclear fusion reactor could generate plasma shields in reality. But inscribing the formation's core requires great quantities of powdered high-level spirit bone. The governing body needs that material for an ultra-long baseline leap. My condition is clear. I want the most advanced precision instruments. Those instruments will drive an industrial upgrade throughout the cultivation world. With that, the dual-world structure of checks and balances forms a perfect closed loop. Tiered phosphorite is crushed, then liquefied under extreme pressure into liquid phosphorus energy. Its energy density is 10,000 times that of equivalent aviation fuel. With a phosphorus reduction formula and inert metal powder, it is already stable. Only a specific electrical current triggers its energy burst. That means we can create a genuine zero-energy prototype. Its outer shield withstands conventional penetrating strikes, while one main cannon blast pierces heavy armor. Its mobility also far surpasses every traditional weapon system. I give the order, begin full-scale production. Some stubborn elders in the cultivation world need their limbs loosened. Their punitive coalition gathers secretly. Time to prepare a real surprise. Elsewhere, at the allied cultivation sect, an accusation rings out. At the sect, an invader shouts, "You aid modern world fiends and corrupt cultivation. Today, we flatten your sect and execute Cole." At the sect, a defender reports, 5 spirit transformation cultivators have arrived. The defenders know they cannot withstand such a force. A defender urges me, "Sir, leave. While you live, our sect can rise again." Leave? Why should I leave? In business, nothing disgusts me more than someone overturning my stall. Since they reject the rules, I will show them how rules are written. Enough of their divine posturing and ghostly tricks. Blast them apart. Activate the full interception array. The array deploys. The targets lock. Fire at will. In the cultivation world, the strongest fist decides who speaks. Today, that changes. Every spirit vein must be mined under the new rules. Spirit herb cultivation and artifact refining must be reorganized to industrial assembly line standards. No sect may hoard resources. The cultivation trading house purchases and distributes all output. One sect protests, "If we cannot control our spirit veins, are we merely your laborers? Under the new rules and modern machinery, your 20% profit exceeds your former annual income tenfold." This is not a negotiation, but a notice. Sign and we prosper together. The sect representatives bow. We obey the Cross-World Trade Association leader's decree. From today onward, every cultivation world business follows my rules. At that same moment, negotiations open in Europe. 3 major consortiums offer 30% equity for 10 years of exclusive cellular repair rights. Overseas families offer energy rights equivalent to 2 oil fields for 5 longevity pod placements. My answer is immediate. Reject every offer. This core technology can never leave our control. It remains inside the core system led by the special affairs governing body. Release only non-lethal civilian stimulation technology. We hold health and evolution, not money. Nobody wants to offend our company. Tomorrow, you assume full control of our strategic trading company's entire modern world operation. You are now its true vice president. The executive has one question: what do you mean? I am going to clear garbage from the system's foundations. Cross-world trade is balanced, but one-time bomb remains. A companion raises a glass toward me. Cole, thank you. Everything we have shared has been truly wonderful. Cheers. As vice president, I face what comes next. What comes next is unavoidable. I must confront the ancient system responsible for everything that has happened across both worlds. My demand is direct. System, display the complete underlying interface. The interface refuses. Advanced agents cannot access source code. The world's laws begin merging. When fusion starts, I sense the truth. This trading system performs no charity. It grants hosts protection, yet every massive transfer extracts the source laws of both worlds. Those laws repair an unknown cosmic rift, draining both worlds toward complete exhaustion. Intermediaries are expendable from beginning to end. My contract, supercomputer, and the cultivation world's heavenly laws reverse engineer the system's hidden lineage and prove it. My counterattack begins with one command: activate Codex override mode. The system reacts immediately. Illegal underlying intrusion detected. Initiating host erasure procedure. Inside the control room, the investigation's leader activates the dormant warship, driving its core through the lowest logic layer and rewriting everything within. Logic rewrite successful. Erasure terminated. Host Cole now holds the interworld trading system's highest authority. The result settles my gamble. I win. From this moment, the system stops supervising me and becomes my tool. With that control secured, the source of both worlds is finally preserved. Terminal illnesses are no longer terminal. Diluted pills enter universal healthcare, raising average human life beyond 120 years. Spiritual arrays fuse with nuclear power, creating extraordinary technology for the modern human world. The modern human world steps firmly into the age of interstellar civilization. The Allied sect becomes the largest industrial group. Steel smokestacks replace ancient alchemy furnaces. Independent cultivators no longer risk their lives fighting over a few spiritual herbs. Connected by a secret trade route, the two civilizations finally discover a stable balance. A visitor finds me farming. Great Alliance leader, everyone seeks you, yet you hide here like a farmer. I answer, Ryan governs, two cultivation world brokers maintain balance. Why should I interfere? 5 years ago, our calculations unfold inside a shabby cafe. We scheme over how to sell cosmetics to wealthy women. My glass rises. From a 370K-Debt dead end to running two worlds. Cheers. This is the perfect ending for an interworld merchant. Then the system breaks into that ending with a single alert. Warning. The system reports, unknown frequency spatial distress signal intercepted. Source identified, distressed technological world coordinates. I command the system, analyze the signal. The signal resolves into a desperate transmission. Our zero-speed source is exhausted. The defensive line has fallen. We request interworld rescue. We need high-energy fuel. A technological civilization faces annihilation despite possessing top-tier mecha technology. Its energy is exhausted, and the entire species now approaches extinction. My hands hold modern spiritual technology and the cultivation world's inexhaustible liquid spiritual energy. Resources meet demand perfectly, presenting the ultimate temptation carved into every interworld merchant's bones. Calling this trouble misses the point entirely. Business has arrived. The chapters of two worlds now close, but my journey into the vast sea of stars is only just beginning.